I don't think you can play too many shows. If people are coming, then it's all good, right?
Exactly.
I'm sure it's like comedy. If people are coming out every night, you could.
They're not.
Welcome back to Show Me Yours podcast, everybody.
I'm Jackie Agnew.
I'm Johnny DeVito.
And I'm Todd Boston. Who do we got in the studio today,
Ty,
gang?
that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Probably for my money, probably my favorite frontman in rock and roll. And we will get into that. Very excited for me. I am absolutely thrilled to bring you the From You Big Idiot fame and solo acoustic man himself. Please welcome to the show, Colin Pearson, everybody.
Let's go! Hell yeah.
The king has arrived.
Oh, man.
So how's it going, buddy?
It's going great.
Welcome
Thanks.
to
I'm
the
not
show.
going to talk in an accent. But,
I thought you were going to commit to the bit.
it'd be great if you did.
I'm taking this thing off soon too. It's just the shock value initially, but
Well,
yes.
for the listeners,
They're like, hey, it's one of the hottest days of the year. Like, hey, what? Can you do us a favor and slap on that 100% polyester outfit?
yeah.
It
Don't
doesn't-
forget the wig.
It doesn't breathe. It doesn't breathe.
commitment to the bit that
doesn't
I've
look
always
breathable.
respected. Absolutely. I mean, so when you decide that you're going to be in a band in that time, the band rips. You don't need to, to gimmick up or do anything like that. But there's just you have to just constantly bring joy into people's lives. So what is the where did the costumes behind You Big Idiot start? And that's we're gonna get deep into this a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't start with costumes. We just would wear whatever, but we did one show where we dressed up like I think we did like a seniors retirement home thing for fun. We had a reason, or it might have been Christmas in July or something, but we wore costumes and then we were like, that was fun. And we like planned bits around it. And we thought, wow, we can really add to our crappy music an extra layer of entertainment.
Yeah.
And then once we started doing it, we couldn't stop, and now we're fucked. Now.
Oh
yeah. You can't turn back now.
It's a lot of
Was
time
there
and effort.
anybody at first that wasn't about it?
In the
about
band?
the costume life, yeah.
No, they all. I mean, we've had a couple members in and out, but it's been pretty well received, I think, by the members. They know what they're coming into. And
I remember having a band that I loved doing costumes with, and our bass player fucking hated it. And then it became a game of just give him the worst ultimatums. Be like, giant baby. Or like sexy nun. And you'd be like, we'll be the babies. Yeah. That was almost more fun.
Yeah, no, it's we have a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of extra work, but the songs are easy enough that we can spend time rehearsing skits. And Schaefer does all this stuff with his soundboard now and plays sound clips.
Hell yeah.
It adds to it. It's entertainment for the people. Get their $15 worth.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
And no, you've done it time and time again. Like I think you are when I think of the city, I think of you guys because moving out here, maybe 10 years after I lived in the Okanagan for a little bit after high school. So when I came down here, punk rock kid, you want to kind of get involved and stuff like that and start meeting people and going to shows or whatever. And I got to work and there was a fellow named Dan Kushner, shout out, love this man. And he just keeps telling me about this band that I got to go check out. So it was the Media Club. I believe it was Moo Big Idiot.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It was the night you were in the
Club.
core. And that was the night Dan Garrison did the he anchormanned me a little bit. Him and Peterson are outside, and I'm like, these guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's
smoking
right.
cigarettes. These
That
totally
was a big night for old Johnny DeVito.
It was foundational. You know what I mean?
for
Of
real.
of in the music scene and in the city that I love, and you guys are huge like that because obviously they go on and they didn't even tell me that they're on the band. All of a sudden they pull the jazz flute out and just fucking shred and do their thing or whatever. But the amount of joy that you guys have brought in, and then even the Corpse. With you guys fucking with them a few shows.
Dude.
That might have been a few years later even.
It was, but that was fun. We wore their vests and everything too. And makeup. We got to wear makeup.
I think that was the first time that I brought Jackie to see you guys.
Yeah, I think it would have been. I think it was the first show that we ever went. Or no. Slackers was the first show.
Oh, okay. You guys don't get that one.
Second show.
You don't get that high esteem in our love story, but you know what I mean? But definitely in there. So instead of doing your sound check song, but to open with the song that they clothes with is the funniest thing that I've ever seen.
I forget what I guess we played it or something. Or
It was like bourgeoisette or whatever, like,
Yeah.
and but like because they harmonize it
blend together.
beautifully, but you guys just fucked with it so hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
love
we
those
go to
guys,
comedy
though.
shows a lot, right? I'm constantly seeing funny people or whatever, but like I want to get the word out to anybody that hasn't seen or whatever. If you see a flyer for You Big Idiot show, go, because you're gonna see like, you know, more entertainment, I think, you know.
You must have like a massive like trunk of costumes.
Yeah, I have 2 trunks.
Oh wow.
My wife
Two Mr.
absolutely loves it. It's in the garage. They're in the garage. Yes, we have, because we don't get rid of anything because you never know when you're going to need an old lady wig or an Elvis costume or a pickle or whatever. You know? So I have a lot of costumes, and we reuse them sometimes. But we've done Elvis a couple times, and
Well, I mean, if it's a classic, right? Don't throw it away with bathwater.
no, and it's
right?
Halloween comes around, and there you go.
Now, are we like an online kind of thing? Are we like a go down to bazaar and novelty sort of situation? Like, what?
Yeah, how hard does the...
It depends. We try to cheap out as best we can.
Sure.
November 1st is a great day to buy costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Of
Because
course.
Value Village goes to half price, and same with the costume stores. So, like, we got our Dumb and Dumber costumes that are like $100 each for like $50 each.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's good.
This too, I think I bought like that. Like it was, anything on sale. But we do lots of Value Village, jimmying things together. It just depends on what the shtick is that night.
The situation calls for.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever, like, I've heard rumblings. One of my favorite You Big Idiot rumors is the home improvement show that when your drummer's doing, your brother actually, so he's doing Wilson, but apparently he just has like a suit, like it's attached. He's just biting a thing.
He's
the
holding
entire...
it in his mouth the whole set.
Oh my god!
What a trooper! And he's done it twice. We did it the first time, and he agreed to do it again. So we did it the other night.
That's
and
so sick.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
was
like,
so
he plays lightning fast, and doesn't
incredible.
skip a beat. Like it's the level of commitment. You know what I mean? To the bit, especially as like a comic or whatever. You'll see somebody go up and like walk out of something halfway through or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like no. You guys stay like right into it. And that kicks so
it
much.
fucking helps the show so much, though, and it's so
Totally.
nice to go to a band, especially like a whatever local band, and it's
Totally.
like, fuck yeah, you guys put in all the effort for it. It's rad.
Yeah, and it's one of
Thank
those
you.
things too. Is like, especially there's so much unnecessary. Like, especially like a band that doesn't take themselves seriously, especially in the genre of music that we love. You know what I mean? In punk rock, you don't have to.
Yep.
You could be a little bit of a dork and stuff, and still like, you know what I mean, go have a good time about it, right? And I think that's always like what's drawn me to, at least to this, because there's even like punk rock's a big umbrella, right? But you can still go to like some hardcore shows or whatever, and you know what I mean. Still a little bit too much of.
Just very serious.
Yeah.
It can be very serious.
Yeah, man.
And that's okay too. That's it's art, right?
Absolutely.
People do it different ways, and I have full respect for angry musicians.
100%.
And their message usually.
definitely.
I agree with.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like Converge is coming to town, and like I know that's like on like the back burner of something. It's not a band that I listen to all the time, but after seeing them one time, you're like, you really got to put yourself, there and stuff. And I like, I know, especially hardcore, even like that umbrella. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that are going on in that scene, but like, if you ever get like the opportunity, and I'll say it, and I've said it, I'll fucking say it again. If you can ever see the Insane Clown Posse, if they're ever in your neighborhood, I'm just saying, I just took acid and I went to this show, and I will not stop talking about it for the rest. I left covered in face paint, root beer and shit, just like it was. Get Faggo showered, you know what I mean? And there was this chick that was just butt naked, grinding it out on the floor, and the security didn't want to touch her, but like didn't know how to get rid of it. It was the wildest shit that I've ever seen. So like, just experience art, you know what I mean, in all of its forms.
Absolutely.
Dive right in. So, what is on the horizon? I want to get into like the like acoustic stuff a little bit, but still, like, what is You Big Idiot's plans for next year? I've heard that you guys are cooking something up, or
we're finishing an album right now.
that's so sick.
Do it on the way down here, and it's sounding good.
Hell yeah!
And I think it's going to come out August 31st, according to
hell
Schaefer.
yeah.
Oh wow!
He has to do all the work, and
Yeah.
I'm done. But I try to finesse him and say, listen, don't put so much pressure on yourself, but
Totally.
he works well under pressure, and he wants it out and they want it out for the catalog of Kinda Cool as well, because then Contra Code's coming out after our
So
album,
awesome. Such a good get.
Contra Code
Hell yes.
on
Yeah.
Kinda Cool officially. So very exciting. And they have a very cool new album coming.
Well, I'm excited because have they not been as active in the past couple of years? Because I saw them at like Lanaloo's one time, and just like the level of musicianship, like how rad those dudes are. You know what I mean? It's like
they're incredible.
Yeah, like really insane to watch. But then it just feels like I don't know, ships in the wind, or I haven't seen them as much. Like it seems like the Fomites are playing every other show that.
Yeah,
Calm down,
all
Fomites.
over the place. Yeah, come on.
Leave some for Contra Code, you know.
I think Paul moved to the island.
Oh, okay.
The singer, so that might be why. But they have a new album. And
That's
it's
awesome.
Done. It's just it's not out yet, but it's Kinda Cool is going to release it. So they're working on the artwork and stuff, I think. But I've heard clips of it, and it's awesome.
What a fucking murderer's row Kinda Cool is this point. Like everything that is just happening with all that is so fucking awesome.
And it sounds like there's quite like the queue to like release new albums through them, because we were talking, like the Fomites are working on something, Die Drop's working on something. Seems like everyone's got something in the works.
Hell yeah, man. You guys stay busy as far as like, you know what I mean? Like an independent label or whatever, you're doing it at such a level that like none of this feels like, I'm waiting for, to see you guys on like you can hold your own with like, any of these like festivals or whatever that I travel and go with or whatever, to be, you know what I mean? You guys are in like constant rotation with like, bands that I've been listening to, my whole life. Sounds great. And like everything you're doing over there is like pretty goddamn incredible.
Awesome. Thank you on their behalf. I have nothing to do with it.
I know. Well, that's a love letter to Schaefer.
My brother and Schaefer are the two sides of it, and Schaefer makes the albums and Steve promotes them and handles that side, and they need each other and they work well together most of the time. So that's their own little band that they have on the side, because it's a lot of work they put in.
I couldn't
imagine. The product is incredible. Yeah. And the vinyls look so good. Everything that comes out of it, I know I'm like biased because I'm brothers with the guy and friends, but I just think what they're doing looks really good as it comes out, and really and it sounds, of course. Most importantly, it sounds
really
amazing.
good. It really does. And you guys are inspiring something. I was just at the Wise Hall last night, and Outhouse Records kind of becoming, you know what I mean? They're kind of officially launched, I guess, as far as last night. And they put out Me and Bikini, and I believe the Grinning Barretts have albums coming out on that and stuff like that. And that was a huge kind of cool shout out at the beginning, you know what I mean, of the whole thing. So to see them kind of like inspire, and other bands are doing it too or whatever, it's a really cool time in the city, you know what I mean, with so much goddamn talent here. Like every other weekend there, you know what I mean, or every weekend there's a show that you can go to that.
Yeah, it's true. There's so much talent and so many good bands and so many cool people, and we are very lucky to have the scene that we have to be idiots in.
Totally.
Have fun.
You guys definitely do it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then so now, how long has the acoustic record with Dan Garrison from The Core been a dream? And how did that kind of come to fruition? Because it's fantastic. Go check it out on Spotify.
Good.
We'll have links for it below.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you. Yes, it took a long time. We've been planning it for years. We were really inspired by Joey Cape and Tony Sly put out an album called Acoustic.
Hell yeah.
With some of their own songs and some originals. And I loved that. I used to listen to that driving around in my Volkswagen Rabbit when I was in high school. And we always sort of talked, Dan and I, maybe, I don't know, years ago. He knows the dates. Maybe like 2016, 2017.
Holy shit.
Started talking about it. Started writing songs. I'm always writing songs, but I had completely different songs originally for this, and so did he. And we, as it got closer to recording, we were replacing them like madly. I demoed a whole bunch of songs, and like maybe one of them made it to the album. But we talked about it for years, and then finally, Shafe said, "Let's go and let's book some studio time." We did it in 2 days. And then Schaefer spent months, and we brought in all kinds of amazing musicians to make it sound so good. Chris Hogan from You Big Idiot plays amazing lead guitar on it, and we got some string players, and Schaefer plays bass on it, and I'm very, very proud of it.
Definitely,
it's
man.
so good. I was listening to it this morning.
So cool to see, with people who we might identify like louder, like punk bands or like that, to see the quality of like songwriting. Like fucking dude, it's so good because you can break it down and have this more bare bones thing.
Definitely.
That you're like, no, it's still so fucking good.
Yeah, that's right. I want to reach out and like see if Dan's doing all right. There's a couple of his songs on there. I was like, I don't know if what he just went through, but I want to give him a hug if he's doing all right. But then you kind of have this, and with the album that you brought in today with this John Prine thing, I was not expecting the
I
direction
don't think
and a lot
anybody
of
saw
your
that one coming.
songs.
What a pick! Great,
Yeah.
great
so
fucking pick.
good. Oh my
Hugely
God.
inspired by.
I
John
could
Prine.
you
Love
could hear
it.
it all over.
Huge.
So
Yeah,
yes,
good.
you can. You
I was
can.
listening
Yeah.
to it last night when I was coming home from the show, the acoustic album, and just kind of like, you go to a good show, drunk off my ass. I'm taking an Uber home at like 1 a.m. or whatever, and I was just kind of listening to this, and like it's so heavy and it's so good, but like then it's got this like heavy dance stuff, and then kind of like a Western flair. You know what I mean? For me, with a lot more musicianship, there's a lot more
Totally,
stuff
yeah.
kind of happening on yours, which is it's really cool juxtaposition to have. You know what I mean? And like and kind of like for like a scene nerd or whatever, for a guy like me, it's like, oh cool, you know what I mean? They got to do it. Are you guys releasing it on like
Yes,
is there physical
vinyl's coming.
vinyl? Hell
Vinyl is-
yeah.
vinyl is
Very
we,
cool.
we had the test pressings, and apparently they sound good. I didn't even listen to
Awesome.
them. I just said I trust you guys. I trust
Yeah.
Schaefer's ears and my brother, and
Oh,
so
for
they-
sure.
Yeah.
they know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I have a very easy job. I just kind of come and do my thing, and they take care of the rest. So
That's
Thank you,
good.
boys.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. So you just show up and kind of like with the lyrics and like are you playing on that stuff?
yeah,
or
I
you-
play an acoustic on it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and but yeah, that's about the limit of my musicianship is my simple acoustic stuff. But it
Hey man.
This guy's
works. Sounds
downplaying
great.
it, man. You're banging that out in
Yeah.
2
Oh,
days.
thank
is
you.
Yeah, that's
insane.
yeah,
Yeah.
we did it in 2 days.
That's
our
incredible.
main parts, the guitar and vocals, we did it in 2 days. So that was at Flash Recording, which is a sweet, very affordable place. Shout out to Andrew and that place.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
That's
thank you.
awesome.
We're very proud of it. And vinyl's coming out, and hopefully another Kinda-Coustic is coming soon as well.
I've heard
Oh, wow.
I've heard some rumblings that you guys
Yes.
are gonna put you're gonna put some people together, and I was talking to should we blow it? Can we? Is it?
I think you can blow anything you want.
Hell yeah, dude! I was
Blow
talking
it.
to Cyrus.
Yeah, hey,
I was-
careful there.
I was drunk last night, and I was at a bar with Cyrus and Dane from Die Job after the show, and he was telling me how the inner politics might have been happening or whose decision it was to go on. But if him and Christy Lee get to do one together, I think that would be. That's the one.
Yeah.
That was what
Hey.
I yelled when we were watching the sunrise in Kelowna.
I
them
heard
on
this.
our little tour. We were on
Yep.
things.
Yep.
And
Sure.
I yelled out, "Here's what the next album's going to be," and they were there, and we hugged it out, and hopefully that's what happens. I know they're
Yeah.
both working on songs, and they're both so good.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Cyrus sent me one of his new songs the other day, and it's beautiful. And so and Christy just pumps it out. So
Oh my God. Yeah.
I would love to listen to that album. And,
Yeah,
but we'll see what
that'd
happens.
be
Yeah,
so
I'm not in
good.
charge.
Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
Christy play last night, opening
Yeah,
the
she
show.
is
Nice.
best.
And that's the funny
So
thing.
good.
It's like talking to like musicians. There's always this like comedian musician, kind of like mutual admiration or whatever. And the
Yeah.
whole thing from like a band perspective is always like, oh man, but you're up there alone. Like then they're like, I don't know. I watched Christy do it alone last night, and that terrified the shit out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, up
She was
there
gonna
with an
do an
electric
acoustic
guitar,
and then said,
and
"Fuck
she
it,
was
let's
like,
go electric." And
yeah,
just
it
oh
was
Oh,
man,
I wish I
great.
was there.
It was awesome.
Unreal.
Yeah.
unreal. So, how much pull do you have as far as just getting drunk and watching the sun come up, saying this is the next record? Is
Yeah,
it-
zero.
Yeah.
But I yelled it, and
I
they
like
were
the
they were
authority,
there.
yeah.
and they remembered it, and I think it's correct.
I-
That would be
100%.
a sweet.
We don't have to
Why would
talk
I
about
yell?
who got bumped off the album, but I do
No.
think it's really funny.
It's such a cool vehicle to have, though, and that's why we named it. And this was Schaefer's idea, Volume 1. And very
saw
very
that
prominently, it's Volume 1, which means
Hell
you can
yes.
have as many as you want.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I did note that on Spotify.
Yeah,
I saw
and
it. It's
and yeah, I hope they keep coming. And
yeah.
Oh, definitely. It opens the
The art
door.
keeps
Like,
flowing.
yeah. It's what I mean to. To see that, to watch something like that grow or whatever, and then to see like maybe who's gonna decide to like collaborate or do different shit or whatever on it, like that is very, it's very cool, man. It's
it's
exciting.
a lot of fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I'm having a blast right now,
Totally.
artistically.
Oh yeah, like the shit just kind of like keeps coming out. What's what's Colin doing when the wigs come off? What's the regular? Can you give us a glimpse into the regular world?
I
of,
can. Should I take my costume off now?
Fuck no, you leave that thing on.
It's getting hot. It's coming off soon.
Shapes at the window like, better fucking not take that thing.
No, we got the initial shot.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're good.
I have a 5-year-old daughter, so that's what I
Oh,
do.
hot damn.
And it's amazing. It's a lot of
Nice.
fun, and so that's my side job.
Yeah,
is
the
to
two-
be a dad,
Aw.
and I work from home. So since COVID, the one good thing maybe of COVID was
That's
work
rad.
from
Oh,
home,
yeah.
and I take my daughter to kindergarten every day and pick her up every day, and it's great. So I have that side too, and
Hell
trying to
yeah.
get her into music now, and yeah, she's gonna start piano lessons hopefully.
Oh, right
or
on.
maybe you can
That's
get these
so
little
dope.
guitars now that have like 2 or 3 strings on them. I still think that might be too advanced for her, but her friend is in piano, so that's
Right on.
Nice.
a good way to start. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
I'm a
yeah.
dad and a husband.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
all the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But when you
There's
have a
some other
kid-
stuff happening.
When you have a
Yeah.
kid, your marriage becomes a triangle.
Ah,
Right.
yeah.
It's we have date nights and stuff still too, but yeah. So that and yeah, fairly simple existence.
Hey man, you get to
That's
you get to
nice.
raise like a you get to make a little cool person and be like a punk rock warlord and
I'm very
Couple
lucky.
times a
I'm
month.
very lucky and thankful for it.
Hell yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
Hell yeah. So what I know I asked it before, but like as far as like touring and things like that, like why do you guys I think because like the Foamites don't have this rule, but I was talking to like to Dydra about it too. You don't want to play too much in the city that you're in, and I say bullshit. You know,
Because you're a greedy fan.
Yeah,
You're
a
like, of
little
course, I
bit.
get it. Yeah.
It depends, I guess, what you want to do, and they're awesome. And if they want to play shows, good for them. It's work to play shows, especially for us because we have to plan
Totally.
and coordinate our schedules and everything like that. So we like spreading them out, but good for them to play. They're just getting better all the time,
yeah.
and tighter, and they're
Yep.
so fun to watch live.
Yep.
And,
So fun to watch.
So it's to each his own there. And
For sure.
And I don't think you can play. I don't think you can play too many shows. If people are coming, then it's all good,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Exactly.
sure it's like comedy. If you could do, if people are coming out every night, you could.
They're
do it.
not.
Even if they're not. Yeah.
Even if they're not.
Yeah. They usually don't.
Well, I was just had that like a recent kind of I'm not butting of the heads or anything like that, but Dydrop wants to book a show, and Morgan from Blacked Out want to book a show. So if anybody ever like I've been kind of putting it out in the world or whatever that I just wanted to be a part of anything like punk rock show, or if I can like bridge the gap or whatever between comedy and music, I'd love to do anything that I could with that. So putting it out into the universe, and it got into their heads. So then they were both gonna ask. They both like kind of asked me to do these shows within the same month, and I'm like, fuck yeah,
Hell yeah.
And then
do
both
it.
of them were like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, so you're doing two.
Yeah, a
That's
little
good,
bit.
though. Who cares?
Exactly.
That's
That was
awesome.
the thing. But I think that they kind of had to, I had to explain to them that, guys, like, as a comedian, I'd take any fucking
I'm a
gig.
slut.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought that I'd get to do that at all. So, like, 2 times in 1 month is
Overexposure
like,
here,
are you
yeah.
fucking kidding?
Yes, do it, man. That's awesome. Good for
Hell
you.
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's great.
man. So now I kind of want to get into like if we're gonna talk You Big Idiot and punk rock and all that stuff. So like it was interesting. It's always interesting to ask somebody what album they're gonna bring in. So John Prine to me is somebody that people have said, oh, you got to listen to this guy. And I think just from the name or whatever, something gave me like a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds vibe or something. And I was like, I don't need that much sadness in my life. So I just never listened to any of it. But like I'm a lyrics dude.
I love hearing a name
Blind
of
spot.
a band and being like, I've decided.
I don't like
Yeah,
them.
like,
I was like, dude,
I
when I
don't
was a
think so.
kid, dude, I was like, I thought Primus was like a really intense metal band.
Yeah, dude.
And I was just like, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then later I'm like, why did it take me so long to fuck with this?
Yeah.
Why did it take me to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in order to get involved with Primus?
I love that if you like put the needle on and you're kind of like wincing a little bit, like this is gonna hurt, and then it's just my name is Mud or something.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell? This bass riff is unbelievable.
It didn't hit as hard as I thought it was gonna.
Or even like these days when something will come up on Spotify and it's like one of those bands that you're like, I don't need them. And
Give
you're
it a
like, wait,
chance.
that's them?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Too many bands, especially in punk rock or whatever, like Mustard Plug and like Gorilla Biscuits. There's a lot of great stuff that I did listen to for a long time until
There's
until you
lots
took
out
a
there.
chance. Yeah. So
Yeah.
where does John Prine fall in with you musically?
Yeah, my friend who's actually, I'm going to his house after this. He came over to my house. I lived in Prince George for 5 years, and that's where we really got going with my acoustic stuff. And he came over one day, and he was my bass player, and said, you got to check this guy, John Prine, out. I'd never heard of him. I'd never heard anything. He put on Sam Stone in my living room, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And I just was hugely into it so fast. And now I'm a huge fan. Got to see him live 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
before he died. He died of
Wow.
COVID, unfortunately.
Oh shit.
So sad. I had a big cry. Actually, I had a big cry when they said he was going to die.
Oh,
And then when
no.
he actually died, I was like, I already cried.
I got that out. Yeah.
And I had a
Not
night
get
where
too
I
cries for
I got
Brian.
drunk and listened to like every album, or all the good albums.
Yeah,
He had a
yeah.
bunch of albums in the 80s that were kind of but
Fair enough. Yeah.
no, yeah,
But a massive body of work. Like
Yeah,
Oh,
he's so-
man, it's
his
insane.
first album and his last album are 2 of his best albums. His
Oh,
last
no
album
shit.
was
Wow.
2018, Tree of Forgiveness, is so good. It's one of his best albums, like top 3. And his first album, 71, is like one of his top 3 as well. So it's like 50 years
That's
almost.
insane.
And he's just putting out good stuff 50 years apart or 48 years apart,
Holy
or whatever
shit.
the number is. But yeah, I'm very inspired by him. Definitely lyrically, also just the quirkiness of his songs.
Yeah.
And
that's something that I
he's a lot
kind of
fun.
latched on to like immediately. A lot of times, like if the music isn't like what I'm normally kind of used to, then I need something else to kind of stay, involved or whatever. And right from the jump, this guy's.
Yeah,
Dude,
the
you did that
songwriting.
NPR Tiny Desk concert, and it was fucking
so good.
awesome.
Did he do one of those? I don't
yeah,
know if I
it
saw
was
that.
so
He
good.
did one at George
They're always
Stroumboulopoulos' house.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
way.
So there was like, and Gordon Lightfoot was there, like in
Oh,
the audience, like didn't say
wow.
it, like he was just there as a fan. It's on YouTube, but yeah, it's awesome. But I got to check that Tiny Desk too. Those are cool.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
always
Oh, yeah.
super
Great
good.
sound.
So
But
good.
yeah, it's always just super
So
cool
good.
instrumentation that they kind of got to get around a little bit or whatever. But yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My uncle was a big John Prine guy.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Yeah.
remember I had like one uncle that was like the Johnny Cash guy,
Yeah.
and like
Right.
what it is, and like he was like, no, I'm fucking John Prine.
Yeah.
I fuck with Prine.
He's
Yeah.
like a drunk Johnny Cash, sort of. In a
It
way.
is. It is just like
Raspy- in a
Churchill-y,
raspy
like
voice
yeah,
instead of the deep.
Yeah.
yeah.
I do love that it kind of looks like he's watching over us as
I
we
know.
talk
Yeah.
about him. I keep
That's
looking over at it.
I picked that Bruised Orange because that picture is so funny to me. The first time I saw it, I just started laughing at it because he just looks so stupid. Like the hair is just so funny. So I know that he picked that, and it looks so serious, but that is just comedy to me. That is so John
It does
Prine.
kind of look like if Frank Zappa wasn't such a hard ass on
Yeah.
face.
There's
Yeah.
something about that picture that's why it's not my favorite John Prine album. It's out there. It's got some great songs.
Sure.
It's got some great songs.
Yeah.
It's in the top 10. But I just think that picture's so funny. So I had to bring a vinyl. This is what I brought. You know?
Hell yeah. Which we like when we started doing the show, that was like a big thing, you know what I mean, to display the vinyl and all that stuff. Then we realized how few people actually like collect records. So it's funny, like the few, it seems to be musicians when you guys come on,
Ben.
you're like, no, I'm bringing the fucking record in, and we really do
Yeah,
appreciate
you
that.
tell the importance. Like they get it. Yeah. They're like, no, it's important that you see this.
I actually don't have a record player. My brother has my record collection.
Oh no.
I got that as a gift, I think, like long ago from my friend. I have like probably 50 records in a box. They're at my brother's house because he's got his whole setup. So
Yeah.
if I want to listen to them, I'll go over there. He lives down the street.
Oh,
so-
that's not
There you
bad.
go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right on.
Like
So the
that.
Poco family is out there just.
Yeah, my parents moved out there too, so we're all
Really?
within
Wow.
5 minutes of each other. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
great.
so
That's
nice.
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Decent.
very
My
lucky.
mom moved out to Langley, and it's nice to have her close, you know?
Yeah.
But, so now I'm venturing out to Langley for all their, like you got to go to Langley for Mexican food. It's top notch. Actually, the place isn't bad.
actually
The place
great.
It's
Yeah,
actually
it's a
pretty
great
good. I
spot.
shouldn't shit on it. But, come
Los
a little.
Langleys.
Great chimichangas.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. So we meet in Langley.
They say it there too.
If you're not deep frying your burrito,
chimichanga.
then get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. Like, I'm
Oh, wow.
about it. I'm sorry. Like I will take a passionate stance on this because I love burritos, and I do there's a time and a place for everything. If you're on the go, you know what I mean, foil wrapped.
course.
Absolutely right.
What
Like,
about donaires?
Well, now it's funny that you ask.
Shout
I
out.
am a
Yeah.
piece of shit trash garbage, right? So this whole you could throw anything in the dumpster here and I'm gonna be fine. Other than I tried to make mushroom caps and I gave myself food poisoning. Other than that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turns out you have to cook crab.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's legal now. Go buy it at the store.
Like
Yeah.
it's the mushroom's
Yeah.
fault.
Either way.
It's old crap.
But I fell in love. I like bad food, and so Jackie takes me to Montreal, and I got to go to the best poutine place in the world, and I don't want to be an asshole. But at the same time, I like A&W poutine. You know what I mean?
It is good
I'm a
poutine.
fucking dirtbag
It
piece
is
of
good.
shit.
I agree
So
with
there's a
that.
lot of donair being a controversial topic in Western Canada because apparently it's not as good as you can get in
Yeah.
other cities. And I say go fuck yourself with all of that because
Oh,
I'm eating
man.
bad donairs.
Frequent
Um,
donair dude.
Now, is Mega Donair, there's a few Donair places, but there was a Mega Donair that was by my dad's old house on North Road in Como Lake in Coquitlam. Is this the Mega Donair?
That's the one. Yeah. Top of Snake Hill. Yeah.
I fuck with that place.
Yes.
Hard.
We grew up up the street from there, and my parents' house was there. They've now moved to Poco, but we used to practice there.
Okay.
And when we were working on songs, my parents would go away, so we would they let us practice anyway. Bless their hearts.
That's awesome.
In the basement for years. We were working on songs and getting wasted, and we kept walking down the hill to Mega Donair to get food. We went down there I think we had 2 or 3 nights in a row
Yeah.
of just writing and working. We kept eating Donairs, and we're like, man, we should like write a song about Mega Donaire because we're. And then let's write the album. We call the album Mega Donaire. And so it's the vinyl is up on the wall down there.
Oh,
and,
really?
They love us.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
awesome.
That's so rad.
Yeah, Reza is the guy's name and his sweet wife, and they're great people, and they were so on board with all of it, and they're proud of it, and they should be because they are the best donaires.
Oh yeah, they're fucking
They
awesome.
make the
But,
pita for you right
did
there.
they like? Are they fans of the music? Are they over there going, "Give me all the sauces and shit"?
I mean, they've heard it, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't know how you could be a fan of everything, but I'm sure they like.
Because I remember having a conversation with him about pickling his own beets and how like
and carrots too.
yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
They do shit right over there.
Yeah.
And the thing about that neighborhood is that like that's like when I would come down here to visit my dad in the like for like the 2 weeks in the summer, 1 week in the winter kind of thing, like all throughout my childhood, driving like 8 hours, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to Vancouver or whatever, but like I didn't know the fucking difference. It was Coquitlam, so like all I know is that KFC that's been on the corner there, and you know what I mean,
closed.
exactly
Yeah.
after 50 years, you know what I mean, and it's like a dagger through the heart. That used to be like a Mohawk and a Husky gas station and all
I grew
that
up
stuff.
there. That was my stomping
Yeah,
grounds,
right. Like I learned how to
Coquitlam
kickflip outside
Plaza.
there. Yeah, with the Safeway and all that stuff,
Pizza
right? So
factory.
that place in the last like 20 years has completely changed, and I keep looking at the Mega Donaire strip mall just wondering if it's gonna keep going down.
and
that.
Hilltop Market. Yeah, no, it's still
Yeah.
there. So I got to go in there. I haven't been there in a while. I have no reason to go to Port Moody anymore, but it's hard to drive down St. John's. But
Well, I think
I should just do it.
Yeah, you absolutely should.
Suck it up. Yeah.
I'm like that's because my dad's like the house that he lived in is now like they're turning it into a massive tower or whatever, right? So like it's one of those things that my brother doesn't even live in Coquitlam anymore too. So that whole like Evergreen train line or whatever, there's no reason to go to Mega Donaire other than maybe this conversation.
Yeah,
We should all go one day.
I feel like
We'll
Oh,
continue
yeah.
part 2 of this
Yeah.
podcast.
You're telling me people are pickling their own things over there?
Yeah, dude.
That's a little different from the old
Yeah.
like,
It's
all day
So good.
special. at
It's
Donaire.
better. It's better than
Yeah,
other
it's-
Donaire
Yeah.
places.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I love
does
all
sound
Donaires,
like
and
it.
I have
Oh,
Donaire dude is great.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can't really get a bad Donaire. I don't think.
Oh,
But
Donaire affair is trash.
okay.
yes, there is
Yeah,
a Donaire
don't
place
Yeah,
fuck
in
you're
with
Baltimore.
Donaire.
staunch against.
Yeah,
You're like
it's
no.
absolute trash. But love Donaire, dude. There used to be a great Donaire spot just on Fraser, like a block away here, but they closed. Now it's like a taco place. Which is,
Allegedly,
Great.
the tacos haven't been open since
Yeah.
we've been.
It is open
It's
now.
open now?
It is open now. I went there. It was okay. It
Okay.
was
Ugh.
like a bunch of like old like abuelas making the food. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is good. This
Yeah.
is good. And I'd ask them like, what was your like? What do you guys do here? Like, is it just tacos or like what's your favorite? And they said the enchiladas. Like, what we have to
Okay.
get.
Yeah.
And it was fucking legit.
Better than the Donaires.
Not even
Ugh.
close. And it's
Oh,
like
it was so
3
good.
times as much money. It was like I was very expensive. And I was like, fuck, this is good. But
They would
goddamn.
like he would make like the falafels right there because I would
one of those
always
like
put,
one man
falafels on
operations,
it.
you know, and
Yeah,
do probably
yeah.
just like
And never in a
So good,
rush
yeah.
too. Like you're gonna wait for this, and it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
There's
That's
TV
fine.
over
So
here.
good.
Just sit
Yeah.
the fuck down. And you're gonna get a good donaire in
Yeah.
about 15 minutes, and you know what I mean. I appreciate that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
tough to
The
do.
Mega Donaire, though, the actual Mega Donaire that we all ate in the video of the
Yeah.
album, that was painful for all of us for
Really?
like days
Oh,
after.
no.
Really?
'Cause we had this.
Yeah.
The thing is like 3 meals in one. It's like
Yeah.
the size of 3 Donaires, and we all ate them. We had to finish them in like 34 minutes or however long the album was too, and we filmed ourselves doing it. Check it out on YouTube. So yeah, we had to do it, and I remember just like feeling so sick like halfway through it.
Yeah.
And we all got falafel. We thought
Yeah.
that would be the easiest to eat.
Yeah.
Not
Dry.
like 2 pounds of lamb.
yeah.
Or something,
Yeah.
right? So we all got falafel, and we all did it.
Yeah.
It's on film forever. I would never do it again.
Yeah, that sounds like.
I mean, I'd
it.
order the Mega and then eat it in 3 meals because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah,
much
making
food.
poor,
I would
like,
eat it at
banned food
3
decisions.
different points in the same day for sure.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Spread it out.
yeah.
Johnny and I had the brilliant idea of going to every Boston pizza from
yeah.
Victoria to
To
Edmonton,
Edmonton and back. Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
have the brute, and
Yeah.
it was a bad idea.
Hey, no,
Yeah.
dude, no
Yeah.
problem. I'm sweating in here just sitting in
Yeah.
a t-shirt. I don't blame you. That is the dumbest thing that we've probably ever done.
I had
though. It's-
pasta the whole time. It was
You-
awesome.
yeah,
from my
Jackie was
end.
loving
yeah.
Great thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go into a Boston pizza. You guys still frequently.
We've
been-
gone into
we've
a couple
been- we've
BPs.
been
Yeah, he
since.
hasn't gotten the brute since then.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I haven't. But I just have this like love for cold cuts, and you know what I mean, like anything mozzarella,
love a
like you
cold-
know what I mean. If
oh,
you
yeah.
could put like some sauce on the sandwich and all this, it's a sandwich made for me. You know what I mean? But like the older that I get, like the more pain that I'm having in my big toe, and I'm just like eating on like drinking
Yeah.
all of these things
The
that like
gout's
I really
coming.
shouldn't be, and like. I feel that I'm at this like point where my body is just like is taking over. I think my brain's been in charge for too long now that my body is just like, no, dude, we're shutting this shit down. I think I ignored a little like
no more cured meats.
Yeah. I ignored the blood in the toilet bowl for like too long now that my body is just like telling me what I can and what I can't do.
Yeah, that's a sign.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So with like with this little like early onset, I'm assuming I can only be gout.
You're very open about this.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
I
important
need to be.
talk about your.
I talk about it on stage.
Absolutely.
It's the only
great.
way that I can
Yeah.
get some
Ammo,
relief
yeah.
from
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Use that. Yeah.
I have an
Yeah.
abscess like in between my butthole and my ball sack that kind of keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Jackie's been
And,
close with this bit for the last.
Oh
Yeah.
it came
And-
up. It came to a head, shall we say, on my birthday.
Yes.
So
Oh,
my
happy
birthday
birthday.
consisted of going to the ER so he could get his abscess prodded at.
Yeah, and they didn't even cut it because like
Yeah.
when an abscess is like so hard and it's like protruding like that, there's no way to really pop it at that point. Like that's you have to kind of wait for it to mellow out. So basically, I just have to go into a hospital on a day that I'm feeling just fine for them to like cut open a hole and drain out whatever evil is inside me. And like that's cool because Jackie just goes and talks about it to strangers all the time, right? I'll be
I
in
like
a room.
that.
Which,
I like that you're
yeah.
using
My
it.
birthday.
I
I'm allowed to.
it's my bad.
That's
It's
good
definitely, and then I have to go on stage right after her sometimes, just being like, I'm the guy.
Hey,
how you
wanna
doing?
see it?
Yeah, exactly. Which is great. We like to play off each other a lot. You know what I mean? Which is totally fantastic, right? And fine. But I think like with that and like and the I have GERD as well, which is like a pretty gnarly like acid reflux and stuff. So basically, I'm falling apart. It's called GERD,
Yeah.
gastrointestinal reflux. It's gastroesophageal reflux.
I love when
disease.
things are named like what they sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah.
I had to have surgery on my throat because like the acid like burnt up like
Oh my
the
gosh.
Jesus.
esophagus. There's like 180 sphincters in your body, right? Only one that matters. But
gonna say,
there's a lot of the other ones that are doing some real work down there. And there's one at the bottom of your esophagus that like but introduces food into your stomach and all that stuff. So mine is like completely burnt out and it doesn't really work anymore from all the acid and stuff. So when they did like a scope and they looked down it and it's just completely like scar tissue and just like it's gnarly, and because of that all that scar tissue, it's like narrower, so I'd like choke on stuff all the time. It was a pretty scary time.
Yikes, brother.
Yeah, man, I was like 23, right? Pretty scary time, and I'm sitting here just like crushing double cheeseburgers, wondering why I feel like shit. So
GERD.
yeah, man. So they had to inflate a balloon that was like it was a large balloon that was like ribbed for my pleasure, obviously, and they put it down my throat and then inflated it and then basically just like reamed my throat out back and forth to get rid of all that scar tissue. That was the
Holy
procedure.
cow.
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
incredibly gnarly.
God.
So then the pain after that one, because I just woke up and it was just like you just have to get it out because they didn't go down there and just like remove it and take it out, right? So then I had to like purge all that scar tissue for all the listeners out there.
Oh.
Thanks for
sharing all that. Wow.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you're using this though. You have to,
that-
you have to be
yeah.
inspired by everything, even if it's
100%
fucked up.
yeah, man. But like, you know what I mean? We're just things are getting better. And will I stop eating donuts? The answer is no.
Yeah.
Live your life. Well, I guess this is growing up.
I guess. Oh man.
I take great inspiration from things like that. I'm glad you are turning that into art.
Yeah.
And I say that, turn your anger into art.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a super
Absolutely.
positive person, but that is when people are getting mad at things, the one way to deal with it could be to paint a picture.
Oh,
like,
yes.
or whatever your art is, write
Sure.
a song, do a stand-up bit
Yeah.
about it. And,
Oh yeah. I'll do some embroidery.
Oh, she's getting really into the embroidery these days, and like I can't wait. So I'm trying to get her to do like a Descendants Milo, like embroidered into my jacket and stuff. Like, I mean, cool stuff.
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like super into it, but at the end of the day, it's like I was also patches onto my shitty vest, and I'm just like so bad at it, and it's embarrassing. And she's actually doing like portraits of our cat.
It's very calming too, right?
It's so nice.
peaceful,
Yeah, to like watch TV and not be on your phone the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. For sure.
You want to focus on Fieri. That's what we
Yeah,
call TV time in the house.
So
Favorite Guy
Guy
Fieri
Fieri.
show.
Triple D.
Triple D, old school.
Okay,
I like
okay.
it.
Yeah.
Every Saturday. There's a
Classic.
marathon on right now. Every
Purist.
Saturday.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
a fan.
It's all on
Background
our PVR.
Background TV, but that's I love Guy
No, for
Fieri.
sure.
I
Oh,
went to
yeah.
his restaurant in Vegas, and they sat me at Guy's favorite spot, spray painted on the wall, and I was so drunk. And I got all these pictures of me like in Guy's favorite spot. And we got the trash can nachos.
Hell yeah.
And my wife and I couldn't finish them. And that's an appetizer.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
It's American food, right?
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't finish it. And the waiter came around. He's like, what would you like for your main course? And I'm like, we can't finish this massive nachos thing. And we were drunk from the Ferris wheel too. Like,
Right.
Is that the one in the plaza on Fremont Street?
No, I mean there might be one there too.
Okay.
It's in the Link Hotel, right by the Ferris wheel.
Oh, cool.
Whatever they call that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
The you get the all you can drink thing, and you try to drink as much as you can in half an hour.
Oh,
That's fun.
Awesome.
That's a fun
yeah,
Vegas thing.
yeah, that sounds
Get the
awesome.
drink.
Yeah.
Get the drink Ferris wheel. It's
Yeah.
like $20 more, and you get wasted. We come off that, and like we had to cab back to the hotel one time because my wife had to pass out.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
bless her heart.
That
But
sounds awesome.
yes, Vegas
We
rules.
love the Triple G guys grocery
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The competition cooking shows.
Okay.
I have a harder time with. Like, I don't
Oh,
like
so into
Chopped
them.
and stuff like that. I love the
Yeah.
cooking
Chop gets a little
network.
serious, I find. I
Chop
think
can
that
be a bit much. We love a Tournament of Champions.
Oh,
It's
yeah, because
fucking
we get right
awesome.
into every
Which one's
cooking
that?
competition
So
show.
That's a
it's-
competition one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like all of like the biggest like names on the Food Network basically like have this like huge tournament with each other. So there's a champion at the end of it, but it's like all like Chef Jet Tila and like all like the big names that you see on like all the shows. All the
Top
time.
Chef
It's
winners.
awesome.
You know what I mean? Just kind of, basically all the culinary all stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That are on.
What was like the
Good people.
levels one where they had like?
Oh, great question. Glad you asked. That's
Yeah.
next level chef. Next level
Next
chef.
Level Chef is
Yeah,
fucking
that's
awesome.
Not
that's
mad
a
at
Gordon
that one,
Ramsay
actually.
joint right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Ramsay's
yeah. I'm
new
not mad at
show.
that
Yep,
one.
yep.
Oh,
Chef
that one was
Richard
great.
Blaze is on there. Dickie Blaze out there
Oh,
holding it down.
Dickie Blaze.
You know what I mean?
Dickie
Dickie
Blaze
Blaze
is
is
awesome.
just-
He
he's the
gets
best.
so into it.
You only got
He
5
does.
seconds to
Yeah.
grab your food, and he's like, "Get to the fucking
He's
platform."
like, he's like 5, 4, 3.
Oh yeah, we
He
love
gets-
that.
We love the competition.
You can learn a lot from watching the Cooking Network too.
Oh,
I'm a
really?
way
Yeah.
better
Oh,
cook
for
from
sure.
just watching Triple D.
100%.
Like,
Absolutely.
And now, when I cook, in my head, I'm doing this like narration.
Hell
as
yeah.
if
Yes.
I'm like
Oh, yeah.
performing. I'm like, now I'm gonna just season this a little bit. You know?
With some sugar.
With some sugar. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Jackie spent a week out on the island at her mom's house, and she mistake the sugar bowl for the salt bowl and was just
Yeah.
seasoning
I was
everything with
seasoning
sugar
everything
for
with
about a
sugar
week.
for a week before I
Could be worse.
realized. Yeah.
Right?
right, yeah, right. That's instantly
this tastes
that's
great, honey.
That's laid out like Johnny's first thing, like some good caramelization on
Yeah,
it.
that's the first thing that I was
It's not
thinking.
bad though. It's not bad.
She might have cracked the code there, but I just love the idea of her going, "This isn't salty enough," and
Yeah,
sprinkling
I
more
would
sugar
eat
on
it.
it.
Yeah, I would eat it and be like, I think it needs more salt. And I'd sprinkle more sugar on it. Be like, yeah, I guess that's good now.
So good.
There is a. Is there any fucking like background? Have you ever like wanted to like compete in any kind of situation like that, television or otherwise? I've never been in a situation since like high school basketball or whatever that I've ever. Or I guess we do like shitty comedy competitions and stuff. That kind of sucks. But there's never like that. I don't know, head on
A battle of the bands,
I was
as it
just
were.
gonna say.
Yeah, I have a
Battle
hard
of the
time with
Bands.
those.
Totally.
Yeah.
Those kind of stress me out. We used to do those. I won a couple of them
Hey,
in Prince George.
Nice.
I got to open for Matt Good.
Oh no shit!
cool.
And his band or
very
just Matt
stressful.
Good?
Just Matt Good
Yeah.
solo.
Oh, okay.
Very stressful though, because I was a huge fan, and then I had to live with myself for like a month before the competition, thinking, how are you going to feel when you lose this?
Oh,
So it was very
Oh.
stressful. So
Yeah.
I won it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Very
lucky.
nice,
I knew
yeah.
some of the judges.
Hey, there you go.
And our band won one too, and we won an acoustic guitar. Our band won an acoustic guitar,
Awesome.
which I left in a hotel room in Canmore. Different story, but that was the prize for the Battle of the Bands.
Was
an
it a
acoustic
shitty acoustic
And
guitar
maybe with
too?
some recording time too, but those things stress me out because then it's not a show. You're kind of looking at the other bands, going like, I
Totally.
hope they fuck up. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
We don't go in any of that stuff like
Yeah.
the best in Vancouver and stuff. And if people want to, good for them. It's just it's not for us at all. I don't want to
Totally.
compete against anybody. It's not as fun.
No,
I don't think.
definitely.
It is stressful, and I'm so competitive. That's just not fun because I get so like I have to win, otherwise
This
it's
is fucking
gonna
roast
ruin my
battle
whole
champion
life.
over here.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
talking-
Yeah.
I know, like,
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like 11
Retired.
11 1 or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, me, I don't win a lot of things, and I've
Yeah.
lost many of these things. And like, you get to this point where, like anytime that you're trying to like make a competition out of art, it's ridiculous, right? Because you're going up, especially with something like stand up. Everybody has their, their own flavor of it, and everybody's going to do it a little bit of a different way. And when you Well, actually, this one's really funny. I did the House of Comedy Funniest Person with a Day Job competition just recently. I made it to the finals, and at the show, there was like a list of rules when we got there that kind of were going to make everything equal for all the comics that were going to be there. Like, you can't talk to the sound guy about getting like music cues. Can't Bernie Mac DJ kick it or any of that shit.
Okay.
Bring people on or whatever, right? It was just kind of like to even the playing field. And we're there with a comic that, to put it lightly, would say that like definitely like likes to be on the stranger side, of comedy. Like anything could be a little bit unpredictable. And he's looking at this list of rules, and I could see it in his face where he's just like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna do my own thing. So to go up and like, I've never heard people laugh at just like the weirdness of a moment so much, because he went on right after me. I went over for a smoke really quick, and when I came back in, maybe like 2 minutes or 3 minutes into this guy's set, it's the weirdest fucking thing that I've ever seen. He's got like a boombox playing like the Eminem "Lose Yourself" thing, and he's just like stood back to the audience, just doing like weird shit, right, and like playing on the piano, fucking around. Then he gets some other kid that he's a comic. He's coming up. I'm just getting to know this guy now. But now this kid's coming on stage and kind of like narrating this like whole weird thing, which is like, he's been thinking about this competition for months, to the point where he's like messaging the guy that runs it, being like, I'm better than everybody and I'm gonna kick the shit, like this is it's in the bag. And you're just watching him disqualify himself.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's fun. I could see that being an entertaining way to do it. To
bomb, quit comedy,
to bomb on purpose,
right?
Well, like he bombed on purpose, but then
win the crowd though, right? So.
Win your freedom. It's gladiator.
Well, then he was disqualified, and then he immediately like messaged a bunch of people saying that he is now retired from comedy, and we haven't seen him since.
Wow. He'll surface again one day.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's going to be like a Floyd Mayweather retirement sort of situation.
We're not back. Listeners of the show will know we remember Brendan Washburn, that weirdo in the Limp Bizkit episode.
Brought on Limp Bizkit.
Friend of the pod.
You don't live in your car and commit your life to comedy and then just quit after a competition goes sour. I'm just saying, it's all bullshit. It's all a bit.
Something in the works.
You nailed it on the head though, because like, I think when some of these competition shows, and I remember doing these Battle of the Bands things, it was always at like the Tom Lee Music Hall or something like that, or like it was always like a huge like kind of conglomerate like, company that would put on these Battle of the Band, and they would make a shit ton of money because there's all these bringer shows. So. And then you'd get $200 of recording time at fucking somewhere in White Rock or something like that. But the show suffers. Because you are looking at these other being like, I hope they fuck up, instead of being like, I hope they have a great set, and this is like a good show for everybody involved, and like every band just uplifts each other and it gets better. I think sometimes the same is true with comedy shows, and even not competition shows.
Well, there is a competition show that I won't name, but there's one that's held where it is like a bringer show, and it's like the audience votes. But like the tickets are like $20 each or some shit like that, and so the person who runs this show is taking home a shitload of money, and like the prize is like nothing. It's like you get to do a set on like the weekend of this club or whatever, and so it's designed so that all the people competing are bringing in all of these people that are paying all this money for these tickets. And so the person who runs the show just walks away with all this money, and the competition has nothing to do with who's the funniest at all. It's like who brings the most people. Yeah,
I think it's just like the nature of the beast, unfortunately, especially with comedy. It's kind of set up that people can be taken advantage of. Everybody's so hungry for stage time that you're not really looking into the nuts and bolts and how a show is run and how, royally fucked over, you get like, pretty regularly or whatever, right? But then again, that's like, I don't know, you want to be... Like, well, on what side is it art? On what side is this our job? You know what I mean? And like, how do you kind of like, mend
the goal always should like, I mean, for me, it always has been, it's like, just make the best show possible. Even with the roast battles and stuff like that, I can see when it's like somebody new. I usually host them, and it's like, I can see when somebody new is like, they're hella nervous about it or whatever. And I was like, listen, just make sure whoever you're doing with, like, you guys meet up and just make sure you're having a good fucking back and forth. Like, make it a good show. It doesn't really fucking matter who wins this right now.
None of this matters.
Right. Exactly. Like, none of this matters. Just make a good show. Whether it's costumes or whatever the fuck it is. Just make it a better show.
Because you're leaving the fucking house tonight. Right?
Yes. Entertain people and get that feedback. And even when it's 5 people, clapping or laughing.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. So
Hell yeah.
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 And you can get a lot from 5 people.
Yeah, well, we had a show last night.
We did last night,
We
didn't
did
we,
an
Jackie?
11 p.m. show for 8 people, and it was awesome.
Right.
They
Yeah,
were
it was
so
super
into
fun.
That's
it.
great.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm proud of all of you for doing this. I need to come to some shows. I don't
Dude,
think I've seen
absolutely.
any
Oh,
of you
hey,
live,
dude, you
but,
name it, man. We'll get you
Maybe
out
you
for
got-
it.
you got the kid
get
at
me
the
on
house,
guest
but
list.
I'm,
Yeah.
hey, I'm on
Yeah.
at 11 o'clock, and it sounds like there's going to be some room in there. For you. I'm on
I
that
don't
show
know. They're
tonight.
pretty full. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what's happening, but there is like a good amount of stuff happening here. So like that's like the fun thing about supporting comedy too. I think you can like roll the dice and go to a random show that one that might be a little bit more reputable and have like a better reviews on Yelp or something, or roll the dice and go to something that's a little bit different, because there is a lot of cool shit happening, right? But I don't even know if I want to bring that up, but do you notice that like as far as like the battle of the bands kind of idea of looking over at another band and going, oh, I hope they fuck up, because like I don't see like competition or beef or anything like that between any of the bands, you know what I mean, unless like they're doing a good job to not like bring it to the shows or whatever, which is nice to see, because it is more of like a community feeling than like than comedy, which is more like a singular effort, you know what I mean, and there's a lot more shit talking, and I think everybody would rather get that spot than congratulate somebody for getting something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a
That
lot
was
of
so shitty.
there's a lot of that, like so I think I don't know, well, maybe from the outside looking in, I think you're luckier to be in a more supportive environment.
Absolutely. It's the Vancouver punk scene is very supportive of each other. There is if there is problems with people, it's usually solved.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's never like fights at shows, and
I've
there's
never
never
seen
like,
one.
well, I'm not playing with that band or
Yeah.
this band.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's little things that exist, because that's
Sure.
just going to happen. Of
course.
Just
Yeah.
drunk people.
Yeah.
But no, we're very lucky to be very supportive of each other and to go to each other's shows.
Yeah.
And get in the crowd, get up front.
Totally.
When, the first band goes on.
That's
Stand up
important.
front and,
Yeah.
and support them, and they'll stand
Yeah.
up for you. And
Hell
it's-
yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
Yeah.
it enforces each other, or reinforces everything.
Any comics out there listening, take notes.
Yeah, goddammit.
Get to the front.
Yeah, exactly. It costs
Well,
nothing to be
comedy
cool.
is so
man.
inherently selfish, because you're just doing it for yourself. You don't
Yeah.
have like a band of people.
Yeah,
behind
I'm
you.
lucky. I
Yeah.
can just go up there drunk and just dance around, and they can just
Yeah.
play music.
Exactly.
I get, yeah. I,
Like, but like having fun with it, there has to be some skill involved in that, though. I mean, you've obviously been doing it for a
100%
minute.
it
You
is.
know what I mean? That like you guys aren't just up there fucking around. You guys could really play. You know what I mean?
Thank you, yeah.
Well, like the band. I mean, but your presence.
I'm the worst one.
But your presence, like I said at the beginning of the thing, you might be one of my favorite frontmen in rock and roll, because of like of course there's the legends and stuff that I've only seen on like rock documentaries and shit like that, or concert footage from back in the day. But like, you know what I mean? I saw David Vandy. I just saw The Damned. You know what I mean? Like a punk rock bowling, and it's fucking great, because like everybody could do their like their thing, but that guy is just like been a vampire for 50 years and kind of still too cool for school or whatever. They're just pissed that they don't make as much money as the Clash from advertisement revenue and stuff like that. There's a lot of problems with The Damned and shit. But you know what I mean? But I always like, I'm infatuated by a frontman, because especially as a comedian, I think like never really got like focused enough to learn a whole song on guitars, even though I own fucking 3 of them. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. But like has always kind of wanted that frontman. I always wanted to be that.
You still
know what I
can.
mean? Oh, it's gonna happen.
You have the charisma.
I've been putting it out into the universe. I've been talking to Dane a lot. I got a good drummer.
Oh, I love Dane.
Dane and
Yeah,
fucking
man.
rips.
So good.
What a beautiful guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of my, I'm working on a new song that might involve Dane's minivan.
Hey, oh, I heard about this. Very exciting.
Yes,
Very exciting.
The whole new You Big Idiot album is, instead of being about like Home Alone
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Hook,
Yeah.
it's about people. It's called East Vanity, and it's about people in East Van. So
Oh, I love it.
there's a song about Lance, which we play. You
Hell
may have heard.
yeah.
There's a song about Ronnie from Hyde.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a song about Cyrus, about him breaking his knee at Modest Mouse.
Oh.
I think I told that
Yeah.
story
Oh
on here.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I wrote a
That's
song
one of my
about
favorite
that.
lines ever.
That's
Is
awesome.
overzealous fan. He was like, overzealous maybe, fan nah.
yeah.
Who rushes the stage at the
Mar-
Orpheum?
Modest
Cyrus.
does.
Cyrus
Yeah.
does.
And every usher they've got there is like 108 years
What?
old.
Nobody's expecting the kid with the
No
fucking
one
Iron
can-
Reagan sleeveless shirt to run on stage.
So
And he
funny.
got back in and got his wallet. And
That's
that's in the song. So
so
I wrote a
sick.
song, but it's called Take a Knee.
Hell yeah.
It's on the new album.
That is
And,
Yes.
so
to
awesome.
plug the new album. It's coming out soon.
Oh, that
East
rules
Vanity.
so hard. Hell yeah.
So
That's
sick.
so
The
awesome.
cover art is a beautiful painting of like Well, you'll see it when it comes out. But
Very
it's being
cool.
painted right now. So
Nice.
I don't know how much
Hell
that's
yeah.
going to cost, but I'm not involved.
Yeah.
You just show up and sing your little heart out, man.
Yeah,
That's all,
yeah.
that's all that matters.
But it was very cool to, well, I bump around, but lately I've been inspired by people more than external things like movies or old TV shows or Seinfeld or those kind of things that we've written
Yep.
songs about in the past.
Yep.
And it's fun, and I think it's quite a gift to give someone a song that you wrote about.
Be the
them.
coolest
And,
thing ever. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so
On my
you
birthday,
can do
Sarah
that
sent
too.
me a little videos of like just playing "Happy Birthday, You're Not Special" or whatever, and
What
that
a beautiful
was
human being that
you
guy
know what I
Oh,
mean,
man.
right? Like just
So
that,
One of the best.
I love you,
the day.
buddy.
You know what I mean?
Cyrus
really
is
did.
watching. He's a fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's been on this podcast at least twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, he did
Definitely.
the first and only so far acoustic live set that we've had
So
on the
far.
podcast. Yeah,
That was
I like
awesome,
to
yeah.
bust his
So
chops
good.
a little bit and just
Yeah.
tell him that Dane's better and stuff. And you could just see the grit in his teeth. Like, yeah, we got into it a little bit last night. It's probably the reason why I'm sweating all the beer out of my forehead right now.
Tits in here.
Oh yeah.
It's very hot.
But
Yeah.
no, absolutely lovely people. Anything on the horizon coming up as far as shows or anything concerned that?
Yeah, we're gonna do a release show for East Vanity when it comes out. I think around the end of August. when it
Very
comes out.
excited.
I think
Yeah.
Love
it's- What's the end of August? It's on a Thursday. The last Thursday of
Okay.
August, I think,
Hell
and
yeah.
at Green Auto.
Hell
which is
yes.
a cool
Oh,
new venue.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great venue.
Outside there, doing it right.
I think so. If
Hell
it's not
yes.
raining,
Yeah.
and again, the album's not done yet, but-
Yep.
and it has
Yeah.
to be mastered.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
no pressure.
Ideally, the album is coming out at the end of August, and we're going to play a show at the end of August. And when the vinyl comes out for the acoustic album, we're going to do a bunch of shows,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sick.
maybe in the Valley too. Like I want to go play in Chilliwack and
Yeah.
Abbotsford, and
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
me and Dan will figure that out when he gets back from his adventures.
Yeah, that
all
man's
the
all over the
Yeah.
place.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he's with
so
the
cool.
Peelers right now. on tour.
Yeah, that
and he was just with the
rules.
Carnoline Crush, so
Hell yeah.
he can learn songs.
That
Yeah.
guy.
Man, and remember them.
That's
I can't remember my own songs.
Yeah.
We played that show the other night for like the release. I had to like read my own lyrics 'cause and chords because my brain is I'm killing it, but I'm a dad. I have
Hey,
other
man.
stuff
Yeah,
in
that's-
there.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta shake that stuff up. It'll all come back.
Yeah, I can
That's-
barely remember 30-second jokes that I wrote
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck. How
When
did
I'm
this
on
one
stage
go
and it
again?
comes
Yeah.
into my head and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I got it. Like,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
You know, I
when
feel
you
like such a
start
little
it
pat
and
on
you're
the back.
not, you're like kind of fuzzy on how
Oh,
it goes.
yeah.
I'm like, I hope it
That's
just
scary.
comes.
You're
as
just
I
walking
say.
blind
yeah.
into it, you know. It,
So do you have backups? Like I can jump to this joke.
Oh,
this
yeah.
joke?
Yeah,
you
like
need-
parachutes. You can kind
Yeah.
of, yeah.
need to keep something back there. A lot of the time, like I don't know, I gotta like change the game plan or whatever. I tend to be a little bit long-winded now that we have the opportunity to play like longer sets and stuff like that, which is like so much more fun to kind of take it for a walk. But then you go and you know what I mean. Eventually, you're gonna get booked on a show, and you're gonna have to like the short game is still very important. You know what I mean? That 5-minute set is, you know, still. You gotta have it, and
Yeah.
I'm noticing that the short game I neglected for a little while.
You need
Ty
a good
said-
short game. You got to
Yeah.
sing putts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's important, right? So I would say like I always use the term like landing the plane, and we were outside a show, and Ty just looks at me and he goes, "You're the only comic I know that's like lands the plane by circling the airport 3 more times."
There's a couple maverick fly.
yeah, requested to fly by. Negative, Ghost Rider. But you know that's hey, that's this is growing up, my friend.
Good for
Hell
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
that's I'm very envious of how you guys can do that. That's incredible to do without a band behind you too.
Well, I always thought
Fill
that
it
you were
out.
the guy. Like if anybody could do it, that's
I've
you.
thought about it,
You know?
but I like what I do. I've got my.
We
thing.
met,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like there's so much I mean Cyrus did stand up for a little bit, but he's fucking hilarious.
He can
You're
talk.
very funny.
Yeah.
Dan's hysterical.
Oh
Yes,
Oh
like
my
Dan could do it
God.
too.
Totally.
Like there's
Yeah.
a few people I met in the punk rock community. I'm like, you could fucking probably do this.
That would
like,
be a funny
Yeah.
idea though. What if we did a punk rock stand-up night,
So
including some real comedians?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
if Dan did a set, Cyrus did a set, and I did a set,
And then
I would
me
do
and
something like that.
and
I would
then
do
me
a
and
one-off.
Johnny do acoustic
We'll-
songs of
So
your
there's
guys.
Oh,
something.
dude,
yeah,
I would
let's
love
do
to
it.
cover
Let's
Seriously?
do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
Seriously?
it. I'll learn
Yeah.
them for
I'm in.
sure.
Okay,
I
so
know.
Yeah.
we
There's
can talk to
something sort
Cyrus
of like
today
this
because
in
on the
the
27th this is
Yeah.
happening, and
Yeah.
so it's going to be a little bit of like a weirder kind of variety show. Definitely bands are going to be playing. Jessie Rockley is going to be doing her thing. I've got Cyrus and Jared from I met him last night. He's the nicest dude.
Photographer.
Yeah, photographer. He
did
shot
the Fomites music video and the new.
Okay.
Yeah, really good dude. So anyway, they've agreed to roast each other, so they're gonna have a battle and stuff. And there's so there is an opportunity for September 27th.
Oh, Johnny, you learned some fucking. I'll be honest. I've already been learning some Fomite songs myself.
I was like,
get those lyrics down.
Let's do 5x5.
A lot of pizza songs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
We're Chainsaw Bayonet. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's great, and I love that you're getting into the scene too, and like doing because you're doing a couple shows with bands too, right? Yeah. So
it's just like
awesome.
it's something that you love, and if you can do like anything that you can to just be a part of it or like add to it or something like that, you know what I mean? Then it's the coolest thing. And in comedy, we're all trying to like build like an audience and stuff like that of people that support you, and like it's like-minded people like me. Like I'll buy the record, I'll support the band and stuff like that, right? So if you can kind of find that thing, then I mean it's like a really supportive community of people that actually kind of give a shit, right? So when we show up to shows, we can walk around this town for years and nobody will say anything to us. But as soon as we go to a show now, we actually get recognized and stuff. And you're like, oh, these are the people that we want to be playing too, right? So
I have another great line that I'm trying to get out. If you haven't been hugged in a while, go to a punk show.
yes,
That's awesome.
100%.
Getting all my lines in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like how
nailed it.
when Jamie was on here, he said a great thing about podcasts and how it's like I don't know his exact words, but it's like a photograph of a certain time.
Yeah,
Totally.
It's
like
a spot
time
in time. This
capsule.
will be around for forever.
Yeah.
Or for till for a while.
Yeah. Until Skynet pulls the plug.
Yeah.
But it's a cool and thank you for having me. It's very cool to do this and watch it in 2 years. You're like, oh yeah, like it's a good snippet of time in your life and where you are as an artist and I thought that was a great interview you guys did with Jamie.
Oh hell yeah!
He was
Oh
awesome.
man, he's
Chatterless.
so great.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely. And the nicest dude too, because we started bullshitting, and within 4 hours of recording that, he was at the Cobalt and in the Fomites pit with me. So like we just became buds that night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard him
exactly.
say he was coming, but it sounded tentative.
He definitely did.
I've been bugging him. I wrote lyrics to one of his Chatterless songs.
Oh.
Stay With Me. I wrote lyrics to it. I recorded it poorly and sent it to him. He was like, okay, let's work on something. So me and him might do a song together.
Very cool.
Wow.
And so, because I've been listening to all this, like Hayden just put out a new album and there's all this beautiful piano on it. And I was like, I can't play piano, but I want to write to it or sing to it. So me and him might collaborate on a song if
Very cool.
pressure's
man.
on,
Wow.
Jamie.
He's
There you
so
go. You
good.
heard it here
I mean,
He's
first.
so good.
Yeah.
The whole family
That's
is.
great.
I took that album,
Amazing.
Nobody from Nowhere with Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably botched that. But
Yeah.
I went camping with that album. Right when it came out, I saved it on my phone and went camping. And we listened to it a bunch of times.
It's really
Hell
good.
yeah.
Using various things.
Yeah. As it should
Mushrooms
be.
are legal now, right?
Sure.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
sort of. You can buy them on Granville Street.
Yeah.
It's
legal enough for
me.
Yeah.
We got a closer source if you need it.
I was gonna
Oh,
say there might be a source.
A whole shitload
But man, his
cultivating in the other room
there's
right now.
a lot of mushrooms in this house.
Nice. Good to know. His music is good for that. And
Yeah.
we rocked it in the campsite. So
Awesome.
I hope to collaborate with him in the future.
We're putting it out in
yeah.
the universe right now. We can. I feel like. Well, I don't know. It's gonna be you guys to make it happen, but I feel like we're gonna be a part of that.
Yeah.
That would be
We'll
great.
probably
When it
be
comes out,
involved
we're
in
gonna be-
some facet.
We'll be patting each other on the back like
Yeah.
we did that. You know, we had nothing to absolutely do with
Spoken
it.
word,
Yeah.
guys. You can do it.
There you
I've
go.
wanted to for a
yeah.
long time
Yeah.
because I've just like get up my own ass with like when I write a bit, it's way too long. It
I
becomes
would
like
love
manifesto.
a letter code in like Johnny DeVito style.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Dude.
I'd wear a
Great
fucking
name, too.
turtleneck.
Johnny DeVito.
Right? You
Yeah,
know?
I
great-
know. Is that
a made-up name? Is that
Not
a fake name?
No, it's so good.
Because it's a great stage name.
It is.
so good.
It's a
It works.
great stage
But it's
name.
crazy too because like
Fuck both your names.
Yeah.
with the red.
Mine's the worst.
Can't
Yeah.
spell your last
Names
name.
over
I tried to look you up on
you can
YouTube, and I was like, I
spell
had to
that
go back to
name.
Facebook and find it.
Yeah. You got to copy and paste to look up this guy.
Johnny DeVito.
Yeah, I
Johnny,
just
it's
got
like a
lucky
movie
with
star
it.
name.
Even when I was a kid, like I remember like introducing myself to people like to adults and stuff, and hi, I'm Johnny DeVito, and they would just look at me like, oh, that's trouble, and like people just knew immediately or whatever, and I felt like pressure almost that I have to do something with it because
And you
nobody-
are.
yeah,
And
you
you
know,
are.
Man.
we're working on it.
Yeah.
You know? That just made me feel really good. And with the death rattle,
Rattlesnake is
the
that
death
way.
rattle, we'll
Yeah,
leave it
that's
there
a sign.
until part 2.
John Prine's listening.
Yeah, John Prine is in the building.
He's
Yeah.
saying wrap it up.
Yeah.
Colin, until part 2, you open door, come back anytime, man.
Yeah,
like I
this
said,
is
I've
so
been a
good.
fan
This
for
is so good.
years, and you know what I mean, bringing Jackie into the fold and stuff.
Thank you guys.
You're a big
Yeah.
part of our thing.
I
Yes,
appreciate that, and thank you for your
Hell
ears
yeah.
and eyes. And I also am a fan of all of you guys.
Aw.
And,
Yeah,
excited
let's
to
get
come-
you out and vice
Excited
versa.
to come to a
man.
show.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love getting
Yeah.
drunk and not having to do anything.
Dude,
There you
Yeah.
Not
go.
having to perform.
have we got spots for you?
Right? So I'm coming.
Yes,
I
there's
will.
a 11 o'clock
Hell yeah.
tonight. We need ass
Tonight?
in the seats. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Kids.
Yeah.
Is it in Kids?
No, it's
it's
we're
downtown.
downtown
On,
Pender
and
and Richards.
I'm going to Kids tonight to get drunk with my friend Steve Demons, but
Oh,
I will
right
come
on.
to
Yeah.
a show soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
well when
Any
I get out of the
Friday or
show,
Saturday
I'll hit
in
you
the
up and
worst
see where
part
you
of
guys are at, and
town.
we'll grab a drink because I'm gonna be out there late too. So
Let me know.
hell yeah, dude!
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thank you
Cheers.
guys.
Thanks
Cheers.
for coming on.